Before we proceed further, request you to please subscribe to our channel as shown above. Hello friends, welcome to Kamath Astrology. In today's video, I will cover one more topic, that is Jupiter and Neptune are going to be conjunct at exact 29 degrees in the sign of Aquarius or Kumbh on 12th April 2022. So in this video, we will study the general impact of this transit. And there is a lot of fear in the world whether there will be a world war right now. So the answer to that is there will not be a world war right now. And I will explain why this is so and why there will be no world war at present. Now let us look at this chart on 12th April 2022. You can see the sign of Aquarius has two planets, Ju that is Jupiter and Ne that is Neptune. So I have shown both the planets in red squares and they are actually conjunct at the same degree, that is 29 degrees in Aquarius on 12th April 2022. Now first let us understand what is Neptune. Neptune is an outer planet. In Vedic astrology, Neptune is also known as Varun, who represents the god of the ocean, the god of waters. Neptune also represents the subconscious realm. It represents dream, it represents intuition, it represents a spiritual inclination. It also represents psychic revelations, revelations of things that lie beyond the normal thinking. It also represents too much idealism. Now the 29th degree of any sign represents an ending and the next sign begins at 0 degrees. So this exact conjunction is occurring at 29 degrees in the sign of Aquarius. Now what ending does this represent? This represents that certain bad things caused by the Mars-Saturn conjunction till 5th April 2022 are going to reduce in a big way and a new beginning is going to start. Now let us understand where this conjunction is occurring. It is occurring in the nakshatra of Purva Bhadrapada, which is a bridge between the material world and the world that lies beyond, that is the spiritual realm. Now what is Jupiter? Jupiter is hope. Jupiter is optimism. Jupiter is spiritual knowledge. Jupiter is divine knowledge. Jupiter is a teacher. Jupiter is a guru. Jupiter is the Karaka for happiness. And when Neptune comes in conjunction with Jupiter in the sign of Aquarius, the sign of Aquarius is all about uplifting humanity. It is for working towards the betterment of society. So when Neptune comes in conjunction with Jupiter, Aquarius also represents large spiritual organizations. So people will work for serving humanity in groups. There will be large groups who are ready to serve humanity in this time period. And in that sense, this conjunction of Jupiter and Neptune at 29 degrees brings about a spiritual awareness. Post the destruction that has been caused by the Mars-Saturn conjunction in the sign of Capricorn. So this conjunction brings about a large spiritual awakening within the society and people will learn to think beyond themselves. Now what happens on 13th April 2022? Jupiter moves in his own sign of Pisces. And therefore Jupiter is now no longer under the influence of Saturn. The sign of Pisces is also the natural 12th house in the zodiac belt, which represents spiritual waters. And when a planet like Jupiter moves into the 12th house, There is a great spiritual awareness and awakening in the world, and Jupiter starts controlling what has gone wrong. Neptune is also a spiritual planet. So, when it is with Jupiter in the ending degrees of Aquarius, it indicates the birth of a saint and the rise of spirituality in the universe in a new dimension. When Jupiter is with Neptune, there will be compassion throughout the universe. And in their dreams, people will be able to see worlds that lie beyond this universe of ours. Because Neptune also represents our subconsciousness. And when it comes in conjunction with Jupiter, it represents that divine knowledge, that spiritual knowledge, which lies beyond the normal thinking. So this is the good side of this conjunction, but there is a negative side also to this conjunction. And what is that negative side? Neptune is none other than Varun, who represents the ocean, who represents the waters. Jupiter is an airy planet. It represents winds, it represents storms, it represents expansion. And when both Jupiter and Neptune are going to move into the sign of Pisces, it is going to bring floods throughout the countries in different parts of the world. Because Jupiter represents storms and winds, Neptune represents water and ocean, there is a possibility of strong tsunamis, of strong cyclones across the world. Neptune represents the ocean, he represents the deep waters, and within the deep waters there are herbs, there are medicines. So, this is a period when there will be great discoveries in medical science. The field of medical science, the field of near death experiences, will experience a great growth in this time period. Another problem with the Jupiter Neptune conjunction is it brings about a sense of disillusionment with respect to one's religious beliefs. And a consequence of this is that different sects may fight among themselves over their religious beliefs. So, this Jupiter Neptune conjunction, especially in the sign of Pisces, can bring about riots between different religious sects across the world. However, remember one thing, when Jupiter is in the 12th house of Pisces, there is going to be a wave of spirituality, and Jupiter will make sure that a world war does not happen in this time period, at least till the time it is present in the sign of Pisces. However, till the time of April end, you will see certain challenges will be there, especially till 5th April 2022, when Mars and Saturn are going to be at the exact same degree, that is 28 degrees in the sign of Capricorn. So, till this April 5th period passes, there will be mini wars in the world. We are already seeing the war between Russia and Ukraine, and I anticipate that somewhere around this 5th April time frame, or towards the end of April at least, China will also come into the picture and it could launch certain offensives against Taiwan. So, till the end of April, you will see mini wars. But the foundation for a spiritual awareness is already being laid by Jupiter, who plans to enter the sign of Pisces on 13th April 2022, and his conjunction with Neptune at exact 29 degrees in Aquarius on 12th April 2022 indicates an ending of the bad times, a healing, and the rise of spirituality and the birth of a saint in this time period. So, friends, do not worry, there is not going to be a world war in this time period, but definitely there will be mini wars at least till the end of April. Now, coming to the stock market is going to fluctuate in a big way. Towards 5th April 2022, the stock market might completely collapse. However, what I see is that the gold prices are going to increase. The oil prices will also increase. And therefore, if you invest in gold, if you invest in silver, if you invest in oil, you will make profits. Now, will all the problems simply end because Jupiter has moved into Pisces? Definitely not. We have to look at the other planets also. And we know that there is going to be a Mars, Rahu, and Uranus conjunction in the sign of Aries around August 2022. That is when problems will again surface. More than affecting an individual, the planet Neptune affects entire generations. Why is this so? Because Neptune is a very slow moving planet. It takes 165 years to complete one round around the zodiac, which means it approximately spends 14 years in a sign. And therefore, this planet impacts an entire generation than an individual. On the negative side, the Jupiter Neptune conjunction can sometimes create disillusionment. It can make you escape the bad things by turning towards addiction, and that is something we all must consciously avoid. Be it over addicting to spiritual videos, be it over addicting to substances such as alcohol, all these things should be consciously avoided in order for us to grow. So, the short conclusion is Jupiter Neptune conjunction on 12th April starts a new spiritual wave. It brings about a new spiritual awareness. People will work in groups to help each other, and humanity will benefit in this time period. Once Jupiter moves into Pisces, many of the bad things caused by the Saturn Mars conjunction will start reducing slowly. Neptune Jupiter conjunction can still cause mini wars, still allow riots to happen, and the most negative effect of this conjunction, which I see, is floods and storms will occur in different parts of the world. But overall, this Jupiter Neptune conjunction provides a lot of protection because it is occurring in the natural 12th house. And therefore, there will be no nuclear war at present. Do not worry, there will be no world war at present. There will be only mini wars and they will result in destruction to a certain extent, but the damage will not be as large as that caused by a world war. So do not be worried. So friends, if you like this video, please mark it as liked on YouTube. If you have not subscribed to my channel Kamath Astrology, please do so by clicking the subscribe button so that you will get updates whenever we add a new video automatically. Now for any consultations, email us at astrosevaworld@yahoo.com and we'll be glad to assist you. You can also reach us through our website astroseva.tripod.com. So friends, thanks a lot. Bye. Take care and stay safe.